home building and remodeling show. Let's go. Welcome everybody to the Home Building and Remodeling Show. My name is Chris Kirby and I'll be your host. I am the owner of 3 construction companies on the Alabama Gulf Coast. The show is about residential construction. We're going to cover topics of home building and remodeling. Are you thinking of doing a remodel or building a home? Are you a contractor looking to improve your knowledge base or grow your business? Have you ever done a remodel project or built a home? There were so many things you wish you knew or that you could have done differently during the process. Then this show is for you. We break down the process of building and remodeling and how to have the best results during your project. Whether you're a DIYer looking for tips, someone looking to hire a contractor to do a project, or a contractor looking to expand your knowledge base or your business. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Stay tuned. We kick off the show with my thoughts on home building and remodeling. I'll share best practices and talk about some of our experiences in business and out in the field. These shared thoughts and lessons learned are meant to help you on your very own journey. Let's go. Okay, I'm excited because we always talk about how the home building and remodeling show, we're on a mission to change the narrative about construction and construction workers, remodeling, home building, our industry. And we've been working diligently here at the Kirby companies to make our companies better. And we talk about having a standard. The standard is the minimum. To be honest, we want to go above and beyond for our clients, for our employees, for anybody who comes in contact with us out in the community. And so this week, what we've been working on, and I'll share all of this, especially with our subscribers that are subscribed to us via Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of our social media platforms. Some of the very specific things that are on the checklist that we use in our day-to-day operations, whether it's home building, remodeling, what we do for our apprentices, things like that. I'm going to go over that stuff, but that's going to be mainly for our subscribers because we put a lot of time, effort, and energy into creating these sheets to make our companies better. And so that's a value add for our subscribers. So I'm going to talk about it generally here, but the templates and everything, you can actually get those or purchase those through our website. Just go on the homebuilding and remodeling show.com or the homebuildingshow.com and you can purchase these sheets. And I'll tell you, if I had a lot of this stuff when we first started out, I would be way beyond where we are now. I define success as what the people who surround me, what they are doing, and it's not necessarily all about the money in entrepreneurship. Of course, money is the fuel, but the fuel to what? And that's what you've got to ask yourself. So for us, we're contractors, but this applies to business in general. When you go out to start a business, you're on a mission to make money, to provide for yourself, provide for your family. And again, when you start to grow, that money just becomes the fuel and you have to manage it right. Just like you can't let your car get to E, you can't let your money pot get to nothing or you won't be able to survive. So for us, money's just a fuel, but people are our mission. And what I mean by that is we define our success here at the Kirby companies as how our people are living, the quality of life that we can provide for them. And, from the moment I retired from the Navy to coming into the civilian world, I realized quickly that it's a different mindset in the workforce. And so in construction, the people who are in construction, that start out in construction, that come to us at looking for jobs is very similar to what I saw in the Navy, in the military, in that it's a very diverse population. When you're in the Navy, you see people from all over the world and they come together for a common purpose, a common mission, and they make stuff happen beyond what I've ever imagined. I've seen people do coming from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different socioeconomic statuses come together for a common bond. And so in construction, it's the same thing. And what we're trying to do is balance how people look at construction as their primary job versus it's just something that they want to do because they can't do anything else, or they think they can't do anything else. And it's a low barrier to entry. What we're doing at the Kirby Companies is we're trying to show how you can take a individual contracting business and turn it into a bigger growing company that is successful. And exactly how to do that, we're still learning ourselves. We've been blessed and now we have over 30 people that are a part of the companies we've built. However, it started with 3 and it was hard with 3. It's hard with 30, and we're going to continue to grow, but we have found some things that have helped us sustain and grow, and we want to share that. But over time, it's taken years of experience in doing that, and so that's why these things that I show or talk about aren't necessarily for everyone. It's something that adds value to your business. So anyway, so what we've been working on here at the Kirby Companies is first, we'll talk about the job site check sheet. There you go. And so this is inside of our binder here, and we're going to give you best tips and practices. This is one of those that we've kind of developed over time. And essentially what it is, and you see the lanyard here, okay? And this right here, the ring, and we're going to put a lanyard on it, and we're going to put this on every job site. So if you don't know, we do home building and remodeling and interior design. And we want this to be visible to our crews. We run, crews out in the field. There's multiple crews that work directly for us, and our crew leaders are responsible for this. And what it is a daily checklist, beginning and end. But actually it's a grade sheet. So we are going to hold them accountable using this grade sheet. And now we move into Shop Talk. It's the portion of the show where I bring in a co-host and we cover trending topics in home building and remodeling. Hope you enjoy. Let's go. We were talking about, you would walk through the demo part. And what I got here, actually, just to kind of keep us on target, this is a printout from a program we use. It's called Build Book. And we just kind of put it together, but it's a bathroom remodel template. And one of the things that we're starting to do now is we're phasing out all of our projects. Just like in home build, you've got a lot of phases: pre-construction, the site work phase, foundation phase, framing and stuff like that. Now, bathroom remodels kind of work the same way. And so we're going to pick up and talk about same thing. We left off at demo, but yesterday, or what was it? A few days ago, we were talking about how you can mess stuff up during demo.
Oh, yeah. You can destroy some things.
Maybe take out some stuff that you really
actually open up way more work than you were there to do. I know.
And that could cost a lot of money.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you take out somebody's vanity they wanted to keep or damage it, right? Because look, and that's the problem. A lot of our guys will go in there heavy. They're ready to.
So when you're not changing out a vanity in a bathroom that's getting gutted, you tend to bump it or scratch it and stuff like that all the time.
How do you prevent that though? Okay, so we've when it's cleared and
before the guys start,
you've got to lay out exactly.
Be like, hey, this needs to be protected. This is out of nowhere.
Because you can over demo, right? Okay, so you go in and you demo. Let's talk about something else. We've got on here site prep. And pre-demo, we're in there and we're putting protective coverings on stuff, right? We're laying out a path.
So we're putting, wherever the customer wants to use access for us to get the stuff out to the dump trailer, we make a path with export all the way out. We seal off all the rooms, the doors, to kind of try to keep the dust from getting all over their house.
That's a huge one, man. I can't overemphasize the need to keep the dust down. People,
if there's any complaint that we get, it's done.
That's going to be it. I mean, but
Yeah.
and you can't contain all of it. So dust is going to get in a home that's got a remodel going on, especially if you're jackhammering concrete or anything like that. There's only so much you can do, but but you got to be upfront with them too to let them know that, hey, we'll have some money come and clean this.
And that's part of setting that expectations. When you originally went out to do the bid, you talked about demolition and how it can get messy. Right. You prepped them for not only that, but are you talking about where to park, where the dumpster's going to be, or dump trailer, depending on the size of work? And then do our guys go in, and guys and girls, they go in and lay out a path? So if you're trekking through a master bedroom to get to the master bathroom, should we have a path?
Oh, there's definitely a path, and there's paper on that path. From anywhere our guys are going to walk in that home, there's paper. Because you don't want those, you'll see it on the paper after our job's been going, the foot, all the dust and stuff out of that bathroom.
If there's one thing I could say, one huge tip I could give, a lot of times our work speaks for itself, but it gets lost in doing the cleanliness and site safety. And so demo sets the tone for the entire project.
Right.
How much concern and care you show during the demo process. Not saying that you got to take it easy. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. But I mean, it really does set the tone for the homeowner, because that's probably the messiest part, right? That, and then when you go to do any drywall or sanding or anything,
right
up front, demo's the messiest part. Our crews go in, they do a site prep, they create the walking paths, they're putting paper down and making sure that they're not setting stuff in a tub or something. We had some issues with that. They go in and they do their demo. All right. Now, usually once the demo's done, that's where you can really tell how the project's going to go, correct?
Yes.
And why is that then?
Usually because after the demo's done, you really get to see what you're working with. You know what I mean? Let's say we're at a home doing a bathroom because they had a leaky shower. Once you get it demoed, you actually, the stuff that you couldn't really tell was going to be wrong, it's
now all of a sudden
to see it.
And a lot of times
it's just like changing mostly a lot of it'll be pulling out the insulation behind the old shower where it started to mildew, stuff like that. And it's usually not as bad as what.
And then what about, how do you address rot or what appears to be mildew, mold, whatever?
Rot, usually if you can, a quarter inch on a 2x4 or something, you can poke in it, it needs to be changed. I think it's like 15%. But it's kind of...
So it'll be off. It'll be...
Yeah, like remediation for termites, pretty much.
You're going to pull it out and replace it.
Especially if it's still wet, I'd go
take it out. If it's wet, that means that protective barrier, and sometimes, just depending on how old it is, they didn't do a really good job back in the day of waterproofing and understanding how to protect what's behind the walls. You're going to go in, and especially kitchen and bath, right? You see it a lot, where water access is, where your plumbing is, in the shower area, places like that. Any place that has plumbing, right?
Right.
That's where you're going to see some water damage potentially in the floor, where they have subfloor maybe underneath and things like that. You might see some rot. You might see some soft spots. You want to pull that stuff out. They've done the demo. They found wet wood, rotten wood, whatever it is, and they've made you a list, right? Or made us a list, and saying, hey, we're going to need an extra 2x4s and some extra materials. That's all part of the demo phase. And now we move to the rough-in phase. Once we get to the rough-in phase, that's where we're identifying where we're going to frame up a knee wall, pony wall. It's got a lot of different names. I'd like to hear what you guys call that, half wall, whatever it is. You're framing back the shower, right? Sometimes we pretty much emptied out the entire space.
Because usually, most of the bathrooms we go in, we change in the footprint of the bathroom anyways. We're usually taking a little stall shower out and eliminating a closet and making a big shower, or we're taking out a garden tub, putting in a new shower area, and then using the old shower area for a new linen closet. After demo, we start prepping to put everything back together. So if we took like tile flooring out, we're going ahead and self-leveling all the floors.
Talk about self-leveling and exactly especially for a beginner audience. What is the requirement there?
Now we're going to move into the portion of the show where we talk interior design. We're going to bring in an interior designer and we're going to talk trending design and products. Hope you enjoy. Let's go.
Right.
Tip number 2 would be always check on the product. Periodically check on the product. Don't check it once and then assume even 2 weeks from now it'll be okay.
Exactly. And you can kind of have an idea of that because usually when I find it, I'll have an inventory amount or availability immediately given to me then. For instance, I'm working on one right now and the fans were low inventory when I found it. Sure enough, they're out now.
Okay.
So that's actually what I was doing when you
when I pulled you for this.
Pulled me to hit this. I was
That's happened before.
I was adding their option to so that I'm prepared when that time comes to order it. Say, okay, well, this was not available. Are y'all good with this?
And here's the other kicker to that is because you have actually said, hey, Chris, can we order this today? Because it's low stock or last one, and you just got to make it happen.
Or if it's a really good price.
It's on sale,
Yeah.
right? That happens so much in the design world. It's
Gotta get
on
it
sale
now.
this month only or whatever, and you're
Buy
like...
now, save later.
And so those are conversations too, though, where it gets a little hairy with the client, with budget and money conversations.
Yes, and I hesitate to. I think that's hard for them at the beginning of the process because there is so much. They're just seeing the draws going out, right?
Absolutely.
And so they want everything to keep moving. And why haven't we ordered this? Why don't we have this? And why? But there's been instances too where it's a good thing we haven't because maybe the framing ended up being a little smaller than planned or something where like that tub that we looked at didn't fit and now we need to. So
there is a timing. There is a right time for things. I got you. I can see that being a big deal on some of your larger purchases as well, where a tub that cost a few grand. And sometimes when you buy these things, you own it once you purchase. There are no returns, and so it does make it tough to figure that out.
And we've had clients do that too, where they see things and they just have to have them. They'll go ahead and get them, and we're done with our new build, and they're like, well, I want to use this or I may not use this. But if they have the room to store it and keep it all, they're responsible for it, takes the liability out.
And we've talked about that before. As part of our pre-plan and pre-construction, we try to advise the client on storage needs too, because they may have a good deal and it could save them. And that's one of the things that we have learned too. And it's kind of what you're speaking to is the timing of everything. Where the client and storage, we've had a client go and buy just almost everything up front and put it at storage themselves because they didn't want to wait on the bank. They didn't want to do a draw or whatever it may be. They wanted it.
I will say with that, even though I'm not on the KCR side of this or the Kirby Homes, but I would recommend, this was actually a little side tip. When you buy your appliances so far in advance, that warranty starts then, right? As soon as you take it away.
I didn't know that.
And let's say, for instance, they go to Home Depot, they buy their appliances. As soon as they're driving home with it, that's their responsibility. They register that item, Well, say we're doing a new build, say it's a massive new build that takes 6-8 months, or maybe even a year.
Yeah.
Depending on permitting, land clearing,
all that. Look at her. She's so well versed in this now. I love it.
Elevation certificate, surveyors. Anyway, so you have to consider you're losing that warranty then.
Yeah.
So by the time we get it in there, you may be out of warranty. So if that item was damaged in the install or if it sat on the job site and something happened to it, you're out.
Yeah.
And we had just a recent instance when the dishwasher of our client actually just went out of stock. Well, the handle was never shipped with the dishwasher. Now they can't get a handle with their dishwasher. So
and there's nowhere to get
the chances
handle.
Of that? my tip for that was actually recommended that our clients purchase their appliances through us.
Yeah.
Because we can go to a local appliance store. They'll actually hold them for us until our build is ready for them.
Yeah.
And so when that warranty starts when they're in that home.
Absolutely.
Not when Kirby purchased them or when the client purchased them. So
Makes perfect sense.
Fun fact for today.
That's really good too. Yeah. Fun fact.
Fun fact. Hashtag.
I love
fact.
it. Okay.
Fun
And that's a good hashtag.
It's not Friday, but you can
we'll get there.
rerun.
Yeah. We have fun around here. So, and we've done the mood board, we've done the concept, we've talked about ordering things and how the mood board may shift or timeliness of ordering the actual project that they approved on the mood board. You go to order it, it's out of stock. You say you always have to be able to pivot, right? Essentially, you have to have a backup. And sometimes a backup to the backup, right? So I think you've talked about it before where 3 choices is optimal and maybe prioritize. Well, this is my number 1,
right.
but okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. And, because sometimes your 1 and 2 may go out of stock or something.
Thankfully, I've only gotten to 2, so I haven't had to go to 3 yet. But it does happen, especially right now with the inventory shortages or shipping delays. That's been a big problem too, just not being able to get it in time. So then we've had to go to other products just to get it quicker.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
not that it's not available, it's just the timeline of when our construction fell with needing it. So
sticking to the new construction and new builds, and you've done a lot with us on that. You were talking about, so we talked about ordering, the material comes in, okay? You've got this well-planned, well-thought-out mood board. You've changed it. You've got it locked in. You actually,
sounds so perfect.
Yeah,
But then,
here we go. Hold on, I got it.
Ta-da.
So you lock it in. The client approves the mood board. You order it, and it's in stock. It's on its way. It gets here.
Sounds beautiful, but then
it doesn't. Okay, I've seen this happen with some lights that y'all have ordered. The gold was not the same color gold as some of the other stuff. On the mood board, it looked, the colors all went well. You got it in, and it was a little bit off, right? I don't remember. So what did we actually do? Did we go back and get new lighting?
There's been a couple of those.
What happens there?
So in my particular case, it was a very easy return. I just ordered the other option.
Gotcha.
So,
because there are different now, and was that just the goal? So when you're picking options on hardware, I'll keep it to hardware, but there's like brushed nickel and antique, whatever, nickel
bronze,
or whatever, right?
Are they?
Well, sometimes those don't come in, and they do come in, but they don't look the exact same.
Yeah, you gotta be really careful ordering online, reading the reviews. It's really important.
Thanks for joining us today. As always, we are grateful for our listeners and your continued support. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on social media via Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Get more info at our website, www.thehomebuildingshow.com. And as always, remember who we are, the Home Building and Remodeling Show.